Supporting Hawaii's teachers with the integration of standards, curriculum, and technology, this is eTech Connections. And believe it, you can take it with you. Professor Jim Skauge takes full advantage of portable communication technology to improve both the way he works and how he enhances the culture of teaching and learning in remote areas across the South Pacific.
Perhaps it was 4 or 5 years ago, I was in American Samoa and I had to get a report written that day. And I was frustrated. I had my laptop. I've always had a laptop, but I did not know where to go to have peace. And I don't know what inspired me, but I walked out to my rental car and I said, you know what? You're gonna drive someplace beautiful. It was a beach, one that I love. Park that car, leave the engine running, leave the air conditioning on, keep the windows up, and go sit in the passenger seat. Push the seat back as far as it'll go and work. And I did. And it was perfect. I had the afternoon to myself. I had the most beautiful, priceless view in the Pacific, and I got the report written. And that was one of those moments that you might call an aha experience. I just said, you know, a car, even a rental car that is a relatively small sedan, is a haven of peace. I use the trunk of the car pretty much as my security base, go do my work, and then I come back to the car. I'll invite a teacher and we produce books and videos. For the past 10 years, seems like forever now, I've been working on many community-based programs. I use technology and media in the field, if you will. I work all over our state. I travel widely in Micronesia. I spend 3 months each year in American Samoa, and I take video cameras and multimedia computers pretty much wherever I go and try to teach those skills to teachers and work with teachers on projects. We are realizing now that the new technologies essentially can celebrate oral, visual cultures. And that can be storytellers in Yap, canoe builders in Koshrai, to get children to draw pictures and create film strips. We as teachers who are essentially spending most of our time trying to instruct others, whether they're children or adults, we need to learn techniques that allow us to do things quickly. We do not have the luxury of going to high-financed studios and spending tedious hours creating books or videos. And we found on the new Macintoshes, using iTunes, we can produce radio variety shows for education that include old people telling stories and teachers reading stories. And I use media then as a daily part of my communication as a teacher. When you're out shooting, you know, if you're jerking or moving or the camera is unsteady, it doesn't matter. The whole world is embracing technology but not sure how to use it and not sure how to find their own voice with it. Okay, it's like on, off. Now, this is your voice. Let's listen to it. I could drag this to the beginning, but I'm going to just click on the clip. And if I click on that button, it'll take it to the beginning. There's lots of ways to get to the beginning. Right now, we're at the beginning. We have to balance this access to this global information source with the tools that can let us generate our own intimate information, our own processes of learning, even if it's just getting a child to learn to sit in front of a camera and reflect out loud on his day and his thinking process.
I am 12 years old. My sister's name is Ramadan Alta.
Now, let's go to the beginning of our movie and let's see if we have a music video. We produce everything from music videos to all sorts of big books. We produce lots of simple programming for community television in the Pacific.
The cat is asleep.
Iya tu, armemel bro mayan. Imo nina bro tibnau ngeptiruk. Ribkala wain papa brongan.
If you lived on a small atoll in the Marshall Islands, you probably would not be interested in the Golf Channel, but you might be interested in watching a video journal where kids from the high school have gone to a local event and have interviewed fishermen.
Telling about, like, example, fishing. They will tell about the fishing and their boys will listening, and then sometimes we want to try out that type of fishing.
In many of the schools in the Pacific, teachers are under a great deal of pressure now. They're under pressure to teach the Western curriculum, reading, writing, math, science. They're also under increasing pressure from their villages and governments to teach their own culture and history. And we're looking at media tools and asking, is it possible that we could come up with simple enough ways that teachers and their students could begin to harvest the traditional knowledge of the villages so that curricula in the schools could actually reflect the values and experience of the elders. I'm more interested in looking at technology as ways to validate and celebrate the experience of people, everyday people, including the children in our classrooms and their families and their villages.
Jangan you?
Good.
If we're not very careful, Western technology, instead of empowering people to find their own voices, could just further drown them out. Part of my mission is to start showing people that we can produce our own media. They won't look as good as Hollywood, but it will be in the voices of people that should be heard.
An eTech Connection special vote of thanks to Dr. James Skauge and his colleagues and cohorts for enhancing our community of sharing in the successes of educational technology. Please feel free to access the resources Jim has provided on the eTech Connections website, including workshops in a box, examples of student work, links to the Pacific Voices website, and more. Also, feel free to explore our website for other overview and feature videos, workshop offerings, tips on getting grants, tutorials, and more. You Can Take It With You has been a Lei Aloha production of the Educational Technology Department, College of Education, University of Hawaii.